So I'm Jared. First of all, I want to say it's an honor to be here tonight with all these wonderful people and a lot of people that really famous and I can get to meet. I started off in elementary learning about Christopher Columbus, and I learned about that he was the hero that discovered America, which isn't true. So last year in my junior year, I came up to Mr. Hipkins and he introduced us to people's history of the United States. And I've never heard about Howard Zinn until last year, and I was really excited to learn some new things about history. So I started reading it, and then my hero tried to kill a whole civilization. So I was really, I was asking myself, is everything that I learned back then true? So nowadays, I don't really trust everything I learn. I have to research more. I have to know every single detail. And my mom sometimes sends me to go to sleep. I go into my room, get in my bed, and when I hear that she falls asleep, I turn on my lamp and start reading a people's history. Sometimes I just like to read it for fun, but sometimes it's because I want to confirm something that I've learned at school. Howard Zinn has really opened my eyes and helped me see the real history of the United States, and I want to say thank you for that. And surprisingly, it's also helping me this year in my history topic. We're learning about U.S. government, and it's also helping me learn some new perspectives that I didn't really know. And I'm proud to be one of the students that actually got to use the people's history of the United States, and I want to thank you, Howard Zinn, for that, and thank you for opening my eyes.
Hello, I'm Jonah, and I think that the best thing that I got from Howard Zinn is his perspective and his just his take on things, his lens as he looked at history. I've been very lucky to be at the school where we go to, Capital City Public Charter School, where they were already giving us a lot of training in just thinking critically in general. But then in Mr. Hipkins' class, we got the book, which turned out to be sort of the Bible of the history of the United States. Through those lenses, it's much more comprehensive than any individual other piece that I've seen so far. And it's so just direct and like focused and deliberate and insightful. But past that, it's told through his lens of the people, of the lower class, of the disenfranchised, which is, I feel, one of the first things we need to do if we're trying to fix up the country. Because the mainstream perspective is probably the main reason that our democracy has been corrupted into a plutocracy. And we have all these problems. It's probably just the way that we're looking at things, and I hope that we can follow Howard Zinn's example, as he demonstrated very well in his book.
I'm Mr. Hipkins. Please. I started thinking that for me as a teacher, I've always thought of my role as to put my students in a position to succeed. And I just want to thank both of you, because as a teacher, there's no greater feeling than seeing your students succeed. And you two have really made my life worth living, and I can't thank you enough, really. I first read People's History of the United States. I was living in Japan at the time, and I was at a bookstore, and I saw it on a shelf. It wasn't in Japanese, it was in English. Don't think of it. So I picked it up, and I was reading it on the train ride home, and I was just reading the first chapter, and I got to the part where it talked about Columbus's men chopping off the hands of Taino Indians. And I put the book down on the train, and I felt so cheated. I couldn't believe that I was 25 years old. I was born and raised in the United States, and I had never heard this before in my life. I had never heard of Howard Zinn. It was really an extremely powerful moment for me. So I thought to myself, if I ever have the opportunity to teach in the United States, I will use this textbook in my classroom. I said it at that moment. I had no idea I would eventually move back to the United States and teach, but when the time came for me to teach U.S. history, I said I got to use people's history. So I said, okay, first thing I have to do is go to my principal and try to sell it to her. So I go into her office, I said, Miss Bird, I want to use the people's history of the United States in my U.S. history class. She said, great idea. No, that was easy. It's easy. That's easy. So I got the textbook, students are ready to read it. Now I have to figure out how am I going to teach it. So I go home one night, I'm looking at Zinn, people's history lessons, and the Zinn Education Project website came up. And I started looking through, and I said, this is exactly what I've been looking for. So, I have so many great things to say about this website. Today I met Bill Bigelow, and I started shaking his hand, and I just immediately started hugging him. And I know he's thinking, who is this man? He's very strange. I've never met him before. But thank you so much for all the wonderful lessons you've planned. I've used them so many times in my classes, so thank you so much. Thank you. So I just want to say I don't know where I would be without this website, this Zinn Education Project, because it has helped me so much in my lessons and helped me really to bring people's history to light. And in closing, the textbook is so powerful. For me, it allows citizens of the United States and the world to look back in history at all the unpleasant things that the United States government has done and hopefully move forward in the future and not let these terrible things happen again. Thank you very much.